All right, let's talk about something that's pretty much every homeowner's nightmare. You know that horrible sinking feeling you get when you find water somewhere it has absolutely no business being? Yeah, that. So your home is flooding. The first reaction? Total panic, right? But you've got to have a plan. That's what we're here for. We're going to walk you through all that chaos and help you turn that initial shock into a solid, step-by-step response. So where does this water even come from? Well, sometimes it's a burst pipe. I mean, it can happen in a flash. You get those wild freeze-thaw cycles that put a ton of stress on your plumbing, and then boom! Or how about this one? Your sump pump fails. You know, the one thing that's supposed to keep your basement dry decides to give up right in the middle of a massive downpour, just when you need it the most. And then there are the times when the enemy isn't even inside the gates. A clog in the city's sewer line can force all that nasty, contaminated water right back up your drains and into your home. So yeah, these are just a few of the ways water can suddenly show up uninvited, and you can bet each one brings its own special brand of headaches and challenges. But listen, the real issue isn't just the puddle you see on the floor, not at all. It's what starts happening silently, behind the scenes, in the hours and days that come after. And you've only got about 24 to 48 hours. That's your window. I'm not kidding, you have to move fast, because that's all it takes for mold to start growing. And just like that, what was a water problem is now a serious health problem. See, the real danger is that water is sneaky. It doesn't just sit there in a puddle. Oh no, it wicks up into your drywall like a sponge. It gets under your beautiful wood floors. It soaks into the insulation inside your walls. And that leads to these massive, long-term structural issues that are just crazy expensive to deal with. Now, I get it. Your first instinct might be to just grab a shop vac and some towels and try to handle it. But this is truly a race against the clock, and having the right equipment and the right know-how makes all the difference in the world. And this is where you see the huge difference. You know, you might think, I'll just grab a bucket and some fans. But here's the thing. You're almost guaranteed to miss the moisture that's trapped deep inside your walls or underneath the subfloor. Professionals, though, they come in with tech like thermal imaging cameras. It's like having X-ray vision to find every last drop of water and get rid of it for good. So what does a professional job actually look like? Well, it's a very clear scientific process. It's designed to take you from that initial disaster all the way back to normal. It's way more than just cleaning up. It's really a methodical three-phase attack. First, you get all that standing water out, fast. Then, you use specialized equipment to dry out the structure itself. And finally, you verify everything is bone dry before you even think about starting repairs. And this quote, it hits the nail on the head. That first step is so unbelievably critical. We're talking about powerful truck-mounted vacuums that pull out hundreds of gallons of water an hour. Getting that water out immediately is what separates a minor repair job from a full-blown, tear-it-all-down reconstruction project. And we need to be clear. This isn't about just pointing some fans at a wet spot until it feels dry. Nope, this is a legitimate science based on industry standards set by groups like the IICRC. And those are the standards your insurance company is going to be looking for. It's also really important to know the difference between these two terms. Mitigation, that's the emergency part. It's like triage, stopping the bleeding, getting things stable. Restoration comes next. That's the full recovery, actually repairing and rebuilding to get your home back to the way it was before. Another thing the pros do is figure out what kind of water they're dealing with. And believe me, it matters. So Category 1 is clean water, say from a supply line. But Category 3, that's what they call black water. Think sewage or flood water. It's nasty stuff, full of dangerous bacteria. And that category, it changes the whole game plan, dictating what can be safely saved versus what absolutely has to go. Okay, so once the dust settles and your home is back to normal, the big question becomes, how do we make sure this never, ever happens again? This is what you really need to take away. A lot of this is just simple preventative stuff. You know, insulating pipes, checking the hoses on your washing machine. But seriously, the most important one on this list, knowing where your main water shutoff valve is. Being able to run to it and turn it off can literally be the difference between a small mess and a total catastrophe. So let me ask you, is your home really prepared for a water emergency? Because at the end of the day, just understanding the risks and knowing what a real professional response looks like, that's your best defense. It's all about being ready to turn that moment of panic into a clear plan and it taking control back from the chaos.